Hey everybody, so this is the first installment of a series I'm going to call God and Games. So I've just been thinking a lot about religion and God and how complicated it's gotten. And I mean, my standpoint's pretty obvious if you search like 2 seconds into my channel. But I'm more curious about what other people feel, if they're religious at all, what religion they have. And one of my biggest things is like, why is everyone so offended and why does it become such a blockbuster, huge thing when somebody questions a religion or converts to a religion or whatever. Because if you have faith, then why is it so concerning? That's what I don't get. One, for those who become offended from whatever religious perspective, Muslim, Christian, Jew, Buddhist, Hinduist, Sikh, whatever. And yeah, that's kind of the trail I'm taking today, and I'm kind of ad libbing, kind of trying to just say what comes off the top of my mind, not think too much about it, and really actually make it a genuine thought process for myself, as in it's just coming out of my mind how I think about it. So I'm religious, and I'll leave out what I am for now because I'd rather this just be about the generality of religion. And I was very irreligious most of my life, like very. Um, like I was an atheist by the time I was 9, and like knew what I was talking about. And so I've taken most of the avenues that you have as far as religion goes. I'm not gonna say all of them because of course I haven't, but I've looked into mainly Buddhism, but even Coptic Christianity, Rastafarianism, that sort of stuff. Judaism for sure, like a lot, um, for a while. At that, it has its appeals as much as much as people be hating on the J Dogs. It does have its appeal. That's actually the point at which it becomes unappealing. Is if you're not Jewish, you're not as meaningful to them. So at the point you figure that out, that's where most people are out the door. And I gotta say that was kind of the same thing with me. But I did find what I consider to be the answer. But again, this video, I don't want it to be about that. And again, I proselytize, and you can easily see my religion if you look for it. But I'm really wanting to just keep it like a explanation of where I'm coming from religiously. So I'm Christian, I'll just say, but I'm not gonna. This video is not about me converting. It's about getting people together with something that's a commonality for us all: playing games and the thought of God. Even if you don't believe in God, the thought of God is prevalent. It's everywhere. Something everybody thinks about. Literally, I thought about God before I was introduced as a child to what God even was. I didn't have a word for it, obviously, but I've prayed ever since ever. That was actually one of the reasons that I was like, well, maybe you're not atheist because you seem to be talking to this God character an awful lot if you're not atheist or if you're atheist. So that was my main concern as far as all my own religious kind of stuff went, is that I felt like I was kind of lying to myself. And so if you feel differently, that's really what I'm wanting, is to know what you feel religiously, um, and how long you felt that way, and how much have you actually pried into it. Have you delved into philosophy like at all? Like my favorite philosopher is Rob. It's hard to say for sure definitively Soren Kierkegaard, but on the other hand, I love Bertrand Russell. On the other hand, Schopenhauer is also one of my. He's the one main philosopher that like I question my allegiance, whatever. It's not really allegiance, but how much I like Kierkegaard too. Is he? Because if you actually listen to what he's saying, he can be very pessimistic, but pessimism has a place. You shouldn't be optimistic about a pessimistic thing. You shouldn't. You're setting yourself up to fail, in other words, by doing so. You should be optimistic about your general outcome. I do believe that, but optimism for the sake, I don't. I'm not big on that. Um, so yeah, but have you done that? Because if you haven't looked into like the metaphysical of it at all, that's, I mean, you've got to start there. But anyway, let me know in the comments below if you got religion, what it is. If not, why not? And even, challenge me on anything I've said. Challenge me on my belief in Christ if you feel the need to. I want it to be open and not, I'm directed not to be offended. And I want everybody to try to be that way, to not be offended about religion, because it's really not something that you should be offended about. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and most of all, have a great day and a great rest of your week.